Dr. Boatwright, now that we've had this opportunity to work on the Angelia Hanna case, it's causing me to sort of put together some pieces. And of course, we presented to you a part of a study that LaShonda Hill and I have been working on. And by the way, LaShonda has a educational master's from Harvard University in preventive and at-risk practices for youth. And we've been working on a study, the National Youth Out of Crises Transformation Project, and Youth Out of Crises Research Project, because we wanted to focus on them coming out of the crises rather than being in the crises. And this has been a very unique study, as you already know, Dr. Boatwright, because what we did was that we went directly, instead of looking at all of the quantitative data, we went to the kids themselves and even to parents and talked to them because we were interested in knowing their stories. And of course, we started off with 24 indicators, and we created something called a situational survey. And in that situational survey, we had think tanks, we had talk groups, and we would talk about certain subjects. And as we talked about those subjects, from those discussions came the questions and the possible answers based upon what kids were saying within that. And the age was from 11 to 21. And it's been 7 years ago that we started that study, and we're still trying to complete that study. And it was a self-funded study, mother and daughter, and with myself. I'm Dr. Jean Howard Hill, of course, and my daughter, LaShonda Hill. And we presented a section to you, and the reason why we started off with the domestic violence and dating violence section of the research is because we saw something that was astounding. And prior to this, you probably could not have convinced me the impact of domestic violence and what goes on in the home. Yes, I was cued into what goes on in the home life, but I didn't really understand the significance of the impact of domestic violence and the different forms of domestic violence. And as we were doing this, we found that with the other 73 indicators, and the way we got 73 out of 24 is that we allowed the kids to talk about whatever they wanted. And if they felt like we needed to cover something else, that this was just an opportunity for them to just talk. And it was the first study that I know of in the United States where kids themselves have been more directing the research. And they gave us exactly the areas in which they thought were of concern and where we should be going with that. And from that, we now are presenting 73 separate pieces of that research. And of those 73, 2 of those pieces were domestic violence and dating violence. And of course, we presented to your organization. And I'm sitting and I'm just, it's like seeing something manifest. You know, you seeing it manifest in the things that the kids say, and then you're seeing it actually playing out in real time as you're seeing what happened in the Angelia Hanna case, and you're also seeing it in things that are happening in the news, in the school system, and all those kind of things. And I'm just interested in knowing what's your take on this. And like I said, we presented the research to you. And how do you see this research fitting in with what is going on?